afternoon and welcome to Younib TV News at 1. I am Rachael Akinyi Ochieng. They say the only constant in life is change, and this afternoon that saying couldn't be more true. From shifting political alliances as the country looks ahead to 2027 to fresh developments in education, food security and sports, Kenya's story continues to unfold in powerful ways. Here are our top stories this afternoon.
I want to say today that 2027, we have already decided as a community, we will give you a second term as we plan for 2032 to take over the leadership of this country.
To be able to know which schools and pathways they have been placed, a learner sends their assessment number to the number 22263.
We are towards the tail end of the investigations, but there are all indications that it was a traffic accident, a fatal traffic accident.
Welcome. Now to our first political story. President William Ruto has called for unity within the Orange Democratic Movement as the party prepares for the 2027 general election. Speaking in Migori County during the 5th edition of the Piny Luo Festival, the president noted the divisions within ODM have become more visible following the death of its longtime leader, Raila Odinga. Ruto emphasized that a united ODM will play a key role in building a strong and stable government, hinting at possible political realignments. The president suggested that as the Oburu Odinga-led faction plans its next steps, his United Democratic Alliance party is also strategizing to form what he described as a formidable political coalition ahead of the next polls.
ODM. Sasa nyinyi wana ODM, nyinyi mjipange, muweke chama imara ili tuweze kwa pamoja tuunde ile serikali inakuja kula mbele na tukubaliane vile tutabadilisha Kenya. Kipanga chama ya ODM ikuwe imara, mimi nitapanga chama ya UDA ikuwe imara. Ndio tukutane pale tutengeneze serikali kwa makubaliano.
We will form the next government, but the next government will not be formed in rallies. It will be formed by votes. And that is why as a community, we are embarking on a drive as a party to register 1.5 million new voters.
And I want to say today that 2027, we have already decided as a community, we will give you a second term as we plan for 2032 to take over the leadership of this country.
What Jacob pursued, and we want to get to Canaan. If you can help us get that, we are with you.
Kati itakamilika Januari inayokuja hii, tutaenda kule rasmi, tuipatie jina ya kiongozi shujaa Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, iitwe Raila Amolo International Stadium kule Nairobi.
On behalf of the ODM party, we thank you for changing the name of Talanta Stadium into Raila Odinga International Stadium.
Rais, unajua Waganda wanatoka kule, wanakuja kutusumbua hapa. Tunakuomba uingilie maneno ya migingo kabisa kabisa.
Hii migingo ni sehemu ya Kenya. na tumekubaliana ya kwamba hiyo migingo, kwa sababu ni sehemu ya Kenya, tutahakikisha ya kwamba hiyo sehemu kwa mbinu zote, mbinu za diplomasia na mbinu zingine zote, tutahakikisha kwamba wananchi wetu hawaangaishwi na askari wa nchi zingine.
New details have emerged surrounding the death of former Lugari Member of Parliament, Cyrus Jirongo. A postmortem examination conducted at the Lee Funeral Home revealed that Jirongo died from severe internal injuries consistent with those sustained in a road traffic accident. Pathologists confirmed multiple fractures, extensive rib damage, and serious chest injuries that led to massive internal bleeding. Despite the findings, questions still linger, with investigators expected to continue probing the circumstances surrounding his death.
It was a crash injury to the chest with multiple ribs fracture. There was perforation of the heart with the rupture of most of the major vessels that connect the heart.
The left ventricle was ruptured. The main pipe from the heart called aorta had disconnected with the heart. And those injuries are not compatible with life. Probably when that happened, you only had 3 minutes to go.
Is observed outside, may not tie with what is inside, but when you look, open up the body, it's quite severe and it's like it was instant and likely incompatible with life.
Pathologists have concurred on the report, so that is just stage one. It does not answer the many other questions that we've been raising, which we hope the DCI, who was represented here, will be able to answer us in due course.
Actually, we are towards the tail end of the investigations, but they are all indications that it was a traffic accident, a fatal traffic accident, and not what other people are trying to insinuate.
In a lot of speculations ongoing, and other than what we've seen in the mortuary, we've taken samples for what is called toxicological analysis.
So that led Jirongo being in Naivasha at the time of the incident. Ben Kiroi.
Now to matters education. The Ministry of Education has announced that grade 10 placements for learners who sat the Kenya Junior Secondary Education Assessment will be released on Friday, December 19th, 2025. Basic Education Principal Secretary, Professor Julius Bitok, says the placement process is currently underway. Learners seeking to change their selected schools or pathways will have an opportunity to do so starting Tuesday, December 23rd. Professor Bitok also assured parents and students that senior school teachers are fully prepared to receive first cohort under the competency-based curriculum in January 2026.
To be able to know which schools and pathways they have been placed, a learner sends their assessment number to the number 22263, and there then instantly they will be able to know which schools and pathways they have been placed starting Friday this week. If they don't like the pathways, or if their results are not in agreement with the pathways they chose, they'll be given an opportunity starting on the Tuesday 23rd to revise their pathways and be able to get into pathways of their interest.
We as a government have developed a draft national implementation roadmap to guide universities in this transition. In fact, we've already achieved key milestones, such as the alignment of the teacher education programs with the competency-based education framework, and will continue to build the capacity of university staff on the competency-based education.
Tracking teacher deployment and nationwide awareness programs led by the ministry, especially at this particular time. There is a lot of awareness gap in terms of what is happening, even in terms of KJSER and other issues regarding CBE.
Now, civil society organizations have raised alarm over steady decline in the number of boys enrolling in secondary school. According to the groups, enrollment dropped from 51.2% in 2020 to 45% in 2024. a trend they warn could escalate into a national crisis if not urgently addressed. They are now calling on the Ministry of Education to increase awareness campaigns and ensure students transition to secondary school in line with the latest KJSEA results.
We've had so many cases of mental issues whereby some students even have attempted suicide because of different issues, some push factors being gender-based violence, the cases of incest.
Cases of drugs. It is a menace everywhere. If you listen very well, the recent address of the Kisii County Governor, he addressed about the drugs which is affecting the boy child.
We have the triple threat that also affects our young people, that is HIV infections. Recently we talked about the maternal increase, young mothers dying.
We still have out-of-school children, and these out-of-school children, most of them are even dropping out because of other risk factors that are associated to their life in school and also out of school.
The boy child has been neglected, where most of the efforts has been put in place to see that the empowerment of the girl child is being prioritized.
When you look at the boy child, the data in 2020 says that the net enrollment rate was 51.2, but currently at the secondary school rate, it is 45.4. So we are actually looking at a crisis. When you look at that against the gains that we are making on the girl child, you actually see that we are losing what we had gained on the boy child. If you go to an area and you find that the girl child is in danger, design interventions to address that danger. But in addition, come up with derivative plans to address the boy child within that particular context.
We'll be going for a short break right here on Younib TV News at 1. Stay tuned.
Younib TV, faith, inspiration, unity.
Welcome back. As food insecurity continues to bite, the government has announced a strategic reprogramming of key World Bank-funded agricultural projects. The move is aimed at addressing immediate food needs while also strengthening long-term resilience in the agricultural sector. Currently, an estimated 2.1 million Kenyans are facing acute food insecurity. The government says the decision is crucial to safeguarding the country's food basket and ensuring sustainable food security.
Ensure that we reprogram some of the programs that are within the two areas that we are discussing, and the possibility of reprogramming some of the money so that it can be taken towards mitigation of the drought that we are currently experiencing, beginning to lose animals in some counties. Some people are beginning to go hungry, and we know that there is an all-government approach that is dealing with this matter. And we are working very closely with the Ministry of Water and Irrigation to ensure that agriculture is diversified from not just rain-fed, but also irrigation as a key component of ensuring that we have got sufficient food. Integration of technology in agriculture is part of what we want to do.
Now to Matters County. In Kajiado County, a 33-year-old man has been charged with the murder of his wife. Washington Bill Were Otieno is accused of killing his wife, Caroline Akinyi Ochieng, at Pembroke Premier Villa in Kitengela within Isinya sub-county between the night of November 17th and the morning of November 18th, 2025. The prosecution says it will rely on evidence gathered during investigations and plans to call 11 witnesses. The case was mentioned before Lady Justice Christine Meoli.
17th day of November 2025 and the morning of 18th day of November 2025 at Pinebrook Premier Villa at Kitengela Township in Isinya sub-county within Kajiado County, you murdered Caroline Akinyi Ochieng. Is it true or not true?
In the process and then the pre-trial conference, so to be done. So that we can agree.
The things are really moving forward to next step, and then also take directions for the pre-trial conference.
Yes.
Any other directions can be given.
Now to Matter Sports. Nairobi United continued with the impressive run in the SportPesa Premier League with a narrow 1-0 victory over Tusker FC. Kevin Otieno scored the decisive goal just 10 minutes to the match, securing all 3 points for Nairobi United. Elsewhere, Mathare United edged Sofapaka by a single goal, while Shabana and Mara Sugar settled for a 1-1 draw. At Kasarani Stadium, Gor Mahia reinforced their title ambitions with a slim 1-0 win over Kakamega Homeboys, keeping them firmly at the top of the league table.
Shooting power ipo juu kabisa.
Tabidi turudi kwa drawing board fanye marekebisho mahali tunaona kuna upungufu kidogo. Maana imeonekana kuna upungufu. First half hawa jamaa wangetufunga mabao mengi sana. Na tulikuwa tunapoteza mpira kwa miguu yetu. Nadhani confidence ilikuwa haija build vizuri kwa timu. So hizo early hours hatukucheza vibaya nini vizuri na hapo ndo umepata bao.
First half we were very good. What we wanted to do, we were happy with how we did it. Second half, obviously the opponent also is also not an easy side, making efforts to score. What we wanted today was to get back to the winning ways.
And that's how the day is still unfolding, from politics to classroom, courtrooms to football pitches, stories reminding us that Kenya's journey is shaped every day by decisions, challenges, and moments that define our future. The day is still young, and Kenya's story is still being written. Word for word, full stop for commas. We will be here to bring you all that. Thank you for watching. I'm Rachael Akinyi Ochieng. Have a good afternoon and stay informed with Younib TV.